Hey, it's Soleil, and this is episode 57 of the Red Pilled Orange Pill Investor. And no video yesterday. I basically wrecked my back, spent half the day at urgent care, and the rest of the day sleeping with muscle relaxers on board. So, fun times. However, I'm going to keep this short because I need to get back to resting, but can't help but talk about Bitcoin. And it's funny, my Twitter feed, that's all there is. It's all about, it's just Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. I don't know why the algorithm has me so connected with programmers. I mean, I do work in IT, but it's not as a programmer. But I don't know if I comment on too many programmer shit or somehow it thinks that someone who's interested in Bitcoin stock market should also be a programmer. I don't know what the hell that's about. But Bitcoin is up 18% over the last week, 45% over the last month, 61% over the last 3 months. So this is absolutely good news. And I think the reason why it bounced so hard off of 62 and 60, like 62 and 62, today it was like 67, wasn't it? Or, I mean, sorry, it was like 65 today? Yeah, 63. Okay. Whatever the hell it bounced off of. I think there's a lot of people who bought, poor bastards, that bought out here at like 67K, when this was, they finally got the fever. They finally were like, oh, I don't want to miss out on Bitcoin, and they bought the top. So there's a bunch of people who are just scarred. They just have scarred souls, and I hope those people figure this shit out before it's too late. But they've been holding and holding, and they're just dying to sell and break even and never touch crypto again. Those people probably got into Bitcoin for the wrong reasons. They just wanted the number to go up and don't know anything about Bitcoin, don't care that Bitcoin fixes everything, and they were brokenhearted down here. So instead of trying to accumulate during this downturn, they were just downtrodden and unconsolable, probably. So some of these people are desperate to unload their Bitcoin at a break even. That's just a guess. Complete guess. Or as Feruza Balk said in Waterboy, that ain't no guess, that's what it's gonna be. But hopefully this is just the beginning of the next bull cycle, and the last time when it went from here to here, we'll get a nice, maybe at least a 5x from here. See 100,000. I'm actually hoping for much more, obviously, but 100, 150 would be really nice. So, of course, if Bitcoin is doing that, my MicroStrategy, oh God, this is a little bit painful. So, it's always a good thing when the number goes up. However, my upside was limited at 720. So this extra $27,000 that I could be up, I'm only up the $2,000 that I sold the covered call for. So I got paid $2,000 for this. I don't even know if I'll be able to afford to roll it. Whoops, let me roll this. I could roll this position. If I tried to roll it now with half a week till to go, so what is this, 9 days? I mean, even if I did it at the money, I could only get $8,000. So that's got to come like 16 out of my own pocket, which would be cutting it real close with my buying power. Even though my buying power, of course, shot up, because everything except Tesla surged, and Tesla's even up a little bit. Tesla's getting close to my strike price as well. I got the 205 for Friday on Tesla, so that'd be nice if that went up. But yeah, so my shares of Mara and Hut are also up, and I may end up having to sell quite a bit of that, or could end up having to exit MicroStrategy completely on this account, unless I do some switcheroos and swap some money over from that account to this one. It's possible. I'd rather not, but it is possible. But yeah, good news for Bitcoiners. And however, I'm calling this, the reason it's called the orange pill investor and not just the red pill investor is because I believe in Bitcoin. And it's going to be crazy how much they build on top of Bitcoin. So now that we have an uncorruptible, fair, ethical money, they're going to be able to build anything that you can think of on top of it and make it also ethical. So I just listened to another Breedlove What is Money podcast today, and it was a guy, and he's called him Pervious or something. Anyway, there's a lot of technical stuff that I didn't understand in there, but they're basically going to be able to build ethical email on top of it so that you can get peer-to-peer solutions instead of all of this supposedly encrypted stuff that the feds are definitely listening on to anything that they want to listen in on. So it's going to be a lot of exciting products built on top of and in conjunction with Bitcoin. So excited for that. And the number go up, of course, is wonderful. But that's only half of it. And we're not even to the halving yet. So we probably have at least another good year and a half on this bull market. You can see how fast this went from 10 to 60, but then it dropped and stayed going from September 2020 to November 2021. So what is that? October 2020. So it's about a year. So it took about a year to get here. You could even argue that the bear market ended here, or here, I suppose, but somewhere in here. If you bought in at the low in March of 2020, it took about a year to get the full bull market effect, and then April to November before it tanked. So we may have another good year and a half on this pump. So hopefully the best is yet to come. And I should mention that yes, if I just left these MicroStrategy shares in here, I would be up way more than my strategy allows of selling covered calls. However, that's not the point. So when I sold this covered call, the 720 covered call for $2,000, I lowered my cost basis. So when it says that I paid $447 for my shares of MicroStrategy, I actually lowered this down to $445. And then next week, if I can sell, looks like I'll be able to sell some quite a bit more for than $2,000. This will come down again and again and again and again. So really, if you lowering your cost basis just makes, eventually I will own MicroStrategy for free, and it will have cost me nothing once I sell enough covered calls against it. So that's the point. To a certain extent, Maybe I should have chosen higher strikes, and but I was getting a little bit greedy. I think with like, so it was 720. I ended up getting like close to 3% on my premium on my covered call. And if I was going to get this now and go to the next Friday, so 9 days, 1% of 986 would be way up here. So, geez, right at the top of the. Oh, that's insane. At the top of the strikes, and I could, if I wanted to try to collect all of the upside and still get 1%, I could easily do it. That's sick. So maybe that's something I'll look at. And during the bull markets, maybe I won't be so greedy and go for, leave it on the screen. There's 720. Yeah. So I was trying to collect 3% here, where I could have gotten huge upside on this. Yeah, maybe I'll adjust my strategy a little bit. Especially when MicroStrategy does something like this. Sorry. So it goes from here to here. Instead of trying to get 2-3% premium on the covered call when it's down here, maybe I anticipate some of these big leaps up, and then every time it hits these big numbers, maybe I'll be a little bit greedy with the premium. Like this week I'm gonna have to be real greedy in order to even be able to roll it with my buying power. Now, of course, I could always roll out to here and get paid, way more. But I don't prefer to go out to 45 days if I don't have to. But it might be necessary. Otherwise, I would have to give up my shares of MicroStrategy, and I would prefer to never give them up. So we shall see. All part of the plan. The up plan's the same as the down plan. All right. Be good, Joe. Ah, shit. Still recording. Well, I ain't re-recording it. That's for damn sure.